Hello, I'm Rita Tita Gita Mayor. Thank you so much for subscribing this channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, so that others will also be equipped about their potential. And if you are new, click the subscribe and notification bell so that you will be notified whenever I will upload a new video. In this channel, you will receive Wisdom for Living. We are now on day 310, Potential Under Attack. And our text is found in John 18:36. Jesus said, "My kingdom is not of this world. If it were, my servants would fight to prevent my arrest by the Jews. But now my kingdom is from another place." So yan yung ating text na kung saan si Jesus Christ ay under arrest. Ang kausap niya dito ay si Pilate bago siya ipako sa cross. So dumaan din siya sa proseso na kung saan ay humarap siya kay Pontius Pilate. At ito yung kanilang conversation na sabi ni Jesus Christ kay Pilate, "Ang aking kaharian ay hindi sa mundong ito. Kasi pagka ganon ay pwede akong ipagtanggol ng aking mga servant. Pero dahil ang aking kaharian ay wala dito, hindi dito. Ibig sabihin yung kanyang the headquarter is in heaven. So, it's not in this world." So, yun yung conversation nila ni Pilate. So, since the kingdom is not of this world, it means spiritual. Kaya ganun din yung ating battle. So, each one of us, we can be attacked by the spiritual world also. Na sinasabi sa Bible, we are not struggling against flesh and blood, but against the principalities. So, may mga paraan si Satan to attack us. So, we must be aware about it. And the Bible says, sa 1 Samuel 16:7c, ito yung sinasabi sa slide na ito, sa verse na First Samuel, the Bible says, "Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." 1 Samuel 16:7c. It's time you and I reevaluate the standards of the world. Our cars are faster, but weaker. Our clothes are sharper, but they come apart at the seams. So, yun yung sabi. Na ibig sabihin, huwag nating tignan literally, physically, yung mga nangyayari sa ating palibot or yung mga hindi tayo malilinlang sa mga panlabas na nakikita. Kasi si Lord, nakatingin siya sa ating heart. Kung anong nasa isipan, subconscious. When we speak about heart, it is the subconscious mind. Ano yung ating pinapasok sa ating isipan? So, God does not look outward. So, mayroong illustration dito na sinabi, it's time you and I re-evaluate natin yung ating standard. Baka yung ating standard ay kagaya ng standard ng mundo. And kagaya niyan, our cars are faster, pero weaker sila. Yung clothes natin, sabi natin sharper, pero mas matibay, pero napupunit siya. Pag ginamitan mo ng yung tahi niya, napupunit yung kanyang tahi. So, yun yung sinasabi. So, ibig sabihin, sometimes or many times, nakatingin ang tao, most of the time actually, ay nakatingin tayo sa outward appearance. At ito pa, another example. Parang kung bibili ka ng shoes mo, ito yun, nakikita mo ang kintab. Our vinyl shoes shine nicely, but they lack the durability of leather. What appears to be better may indeed be a compromise in value and worth. These upside-down values are attacking your potential. So, yung mga ganong klase na nakikita natin because we base on the physical look or nakikita natin the outward appearance, it seems to be or it appears to be nice but it's not durable. So, karamihan, di ba? Parang hindi basihan yung kagandahan, hindi basihan yung physical na anyo, hindi basihan yung physical appearance. Ang basihan dapat natin ay kung ano yung eternal, ano yung tama, ano yung makabubuti sa ating potential, ano yung principle sa karya ng Diyos. So we must see things according to how our Creator sees things. Kasi siya yung nakakalam at sino tayo. At ito yung principle na dapat nating sundin. God looks at the heart, not the outward appearance. So, dapat ganun din tayo. We do not look at the outward appearance or what is happening. Kaya nga, live by faith, not by sight. Kung ano yung sinasabi ng biblical principle. Because God's ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. So, bakit tayo nakatingin sa nangyari o sa physical appearance? Para hindi tayo malinlang, we should not look at the outward appearance. Pero, karamihan, di ba? And most of the time, sa ating mundo ngayon, tignan natin, ang sabi rito, sadly, we are more concerned about the destruction of the earth's atmosphere than we are about the poisoning of our children by the airwaves they breathe in our homes. We are interested in the purity of the water we drink, but we do not monitor the pollutants that fill our minds. Our world is sick because we value the wrong things. Ayan. O, di ba yung sabi nila na global warming, yung environment ay grabing pagpapahalaga, yung ozone layer, maganda naman yon. Ang lalaki ng pundo. Pero, we neglect to give more importance sa ating atmosphere na kung saan sa poisoning, sabi niya rito, of our children by the airwaves, kung ano-ano yung kanilang mga napapanood sa TV, napapanood sa YouTube, napapanood sa internet, sa social media nakikita, or nababasa. So, we are interested, sabi niya, sa mga literal natin nakikita sa physical na environment. Pero hindi ibig sabihin i-neglect na natin. Of course, we should still take care of our environment, but what must be the priority? Anong mas priority at mas pinahahalagahan mo? So, mayroon tayong priority, number 1, number 2, number 3. They are all our priorities, even our physical appearance, even our environment. But we should know what are the priorities. Ano yung mauuna, ano yung mas mahalaga? An example pa, we are interested in the purity of water, sabi. Tapos, pure, gusto natin. Tama naman yun. But, we fail to monitor the pollutants that fill our minds. So, dapat yung ating pumapasok sa ating isipan because that's very important. Whatever is in the mind, di ba? Whatever the mouth speaks, the heart. It comes from the heart. Ano man yung sinasabi natin, nanggaling yun sa ating mindset, nanggaling yun sa ating subconscious, nanggaling yun sa ating heart. So, mahalaga na i-filter natin, marunong tayo. Hindi lang tayo nakatingin sa outward appearance, but kung ano yung mahalaga, ano yung priority ng ating tagapaglikha. So, yun dapat yung ating tandaan. Para hindi tayo maatake o hindi tayo malinlang ng ating kaaway. So, the values, the standards of our world should not be our standard. The standard that we must possess must be the standard of the Bible. The values and the standards of our world are not so different from those of the Pharisees. We save whales and try to protect endangered species, but we allow babies to be aborted. We cannot shoot flamingos, but we can take a scalpel and kill human fetuses. So, ang sabi dyan, yung values kasi natin na naapektuhan, the values and standards ng mundo, yun na yung ating nakukopya, yun na yung nag-i-influence sa atin, yun na yung ating nasusunod kasi yun yung ating nakikita. So, it should be different. Kagaya na ngayon na we save whales, ang sabi sa slide natin kanina, and try to protect mga endangered species, di ba? Hindi naman mahirap, hindi naman masama yun. Papahalagan talaga yun. Papahalagahan, bigyan ng halaga, gina-protect yung mga endangered species, mga animals. But, ito yung yung irony. Gina-protect mo yung mga hayop, mga endangered species, but the children ay pinapatay. But we allow babies to be aborted. Sabi nila na huwag ka dapat mag-shoot ng flamingos kasi parang kasali na sila sa endangered species. Pero, okay lang na kumuha ka ng panistis o kaya matalim na parang blade to kill human fetuses. So, parang mas pinapahalagahan yung mga maling bagay. At nauuna yung mga maling bagay. So, dapat priority mo yung right thing. The right or the correct. Dapat ay the correct way or the right thing na dapat pahalagahan, yun dapat yung bigyan natin ng halaga, ng value. Another one, we are sick, therefore, we need to rethink our values and redefine the definition of pollution. The most damaging pollutants that are poisoning our communities are not coming from cars, factories, and toxic waste dumps. They come from bookshelves, televisions, movie, houses, and rental videos. So, yan dapat yung ating tandaan na therefore, kailangan nating pagkukulan ng pansin, i-evaluate natin, i-redefine yung definition ng pollution. Na yung pollution ay hindi lang sa literal na pollution natin nakikita, but even the pollutants or the toxic in the airwaves na ating naririnig, natatanggap, yung ating nababasa, mga pollutants din yun, mga hindi maganda at maling mga konsepto, maling mga principles that is not according to the manual of life, at mga maling priorities, kagaya ng mga communities na kung saan matindi yung pollutants, so ginaprotect daw yung cars, factories, and toxic waste dumps. So, binibigyan ito ng halaga at inaayos, nilalagay sa tama. How about the books that we are reading? The bookshelves, television, movie, houses, and rental videos. So, noon, rental videos pa. Now, the social media. How about the YouTube? How about the rental, the internet, yung YouTube, yung Reels, yung TikTok. So, dapat mayroon ding regulated board na assigned to regulate it. Pero wala lang, di ba? Pero mas pinapahalagan, matindi. Pinapahalagahan talaga yung nakikita literally, yung mga cars, factories, yun, binibigyan yun. Hindi naman yun masama, but it's good. But we should know the priorities to value the correct priorities. Anong i-value natin? Anong mas mahalaga na pinagtutuunan ng pansin at lalaanan ng panahon? Of course, kapag pinaglalaanan mo ng panahon yung biblical principles, of course, kasali yung lahat, yung pag-iingat ng ating environment, pag-iingat na kung anong meron tayo, even our bodies, even our environment, may ayos natin, may iingatan natin yung ating environment because it will just follow. They come from our schools and colleges, yung mga pollutants kanina sa TV, sabi ko kanina, sa TV, sa internet, sa movies, yun yung mga pollutants na pinanggagalingan para may pollute yung ating mind. And there are also pollutants that comes from different from different agencies, not the online lang, hindi lang sa movie, hindi lang sa television, hindi lang sa social media, but even in schools. Okay, so they come from schools and colleges where teachers who do not believe in God teach our children that God is a scratch or a figment of their imagination. Don't tell me not to shoot flamingos when teachers are shooting my children by teaching them corruption, error, evolution, and godless philosophies. So, sasabihin mo, wag mong ingatan yung ating mga species, endangered species, pero hindi natin iniingatan yung ating pinapasok o ginashoot sa ating isipan ng ating mga anak or sa ating isipan na nagpupulyot na kung saan ay nagkakaroon ng maling epekto sa atin, ng maling konsepto tungkol sa kung sino tayo. Siyempre, dahil ang ating mga magulang ay may mga maling konsepto na narinig noon, ipapasa nila sa atin yon. Kagaya na lamang yung sinasabi sa atin na mag-aral ka ng mabuti para magkaroon ka ng magandang trabaho at kumita ka. So, maganda naman yun. Pero hanggang doon lang. Kumita ka, maayos ang buhay mo, maayos trabaho mo. Hanggang doon lang yon. But the most important thing ay hindi na bibigyan ng halaga, hindi na papansin at hindi rin na may-mention. So, dapat yun, ano pa? Sasabihin mo, kailangan alamin mo ang dahilan, bakit ka nabubuhay sa mundong ito, at yung pag-aaral mo ay paraan yan, isa sa mga paraan para makita mo ang iyong galing, ma-develop, ma-train ka, at makita mo kung saan product, and you will be equipped. Now, kasi kapag gaganon na lagi yung ating isipan, yun yung ating naririnig, syempre yun din yung ipapasa. And we will develop a wrong value. So the belief, the information that we are receiving is very important. So be careful with what you are hearing, what you are receiving, na pinaniniwalaan mo. So kailangan i-filter natin kung ito ba ay biblical o hindi dahil sa dami-dami ng ating naririnig mula bata tayo hanggang ngayon. So saan ba yan yung tama? Saan ba yan yung correct? So, dapat ay ang ating sukatan, ang ating filter, ang ating screen, dapat na sukatan, perimeter, you should use the biblical principle. Para yun yung ating magiging sukatan. Teka, sabihin ng isang kultura, okay lang mag-asawa kahit ilan. Sabi naman ng Christian na culture, isa lang ang pwede, hindi pwede ang madami. Or, sabihin nila ngayon sa panahon ngayon, hindi na uso yan yung mga biblical or Bible. okay lang magsama na hindi kasal. So, malilito yung bata ngayon kung maririnig niya lahat yun ng mga concept. Now, in order not to be confused about those things, what is right and what is wrong, then we should go back to the manual of life. Kasi yun dapat yung ating basihan para yung belief ng ating tinatanggap ay maging tama at maging tama yung ating values at para tayo if we are under attack, we know what to prioritize. Alam natin. So, hindi tayo nakatingin sa literal na nakikita, physical outward appearance, but we know what is our priority. So, this is another one. The only way to combat this pollution is to examine what we are feeding our children and to cultivate with care the environments in which they grow. Then we can activate and stimulate that potential and ours with the proper nutrients and fertilizers. God determined this need to care for our potential when He placed Adam in the garden and commanded him to work, till, and cultivate it. So, the only way to combat is to examine. Kailangan natin examine yung sinasabi ko kanina na marunong tayong mag-filter. Alam natin yung batas at tuntunin sa kanyang salita. Kasi kung alam natin, syempre, malalaman natin paano i-filter ito. Now, we will also take care of our children if we are already married. So, alam mo kung ano ba yung environment niya, ano ba yung dapat. So, each one of us, kailangan nating alamin, i-determine natin kung ano ba yung tama at mali na kung saan hindi tayo maatake ng demonyo because we are equipped. We know what we are doing. So, fertilize, it means you give the right information. Monitor, you must know how to filter. Kasi si God, dinetermine niya nung sinabihan niya si Adam that this need to care for our potential. When He placed Adam in the Garden of Eden, He commanded, inutusan siya to work, to till, and cultivate. So that was the time na kung saan bago nagkasala si Adam and Eve. So it means work started even though nung hindi pa nagkasala si Adam and Eve, it means the work na binigay sa kanila ni God, that is their design. So your work is what God designed you to be and what God designed you to do. So be aware that God has given you that potential. Pero huwag kang tumingin sa palibot mo o sa environment na nangyayari, huwag kang paapekto. Dahil yung pag doon tayo lang nakatingin ay pwedeng gamitin niya ng ating kaaway, demonyo, to deceive you. So, ito yung aking tanong. What shall you do? What do you value? Your potential to be released so that you will fulfill God's purpose for your life or to fulfill your own purpose? Are you fulfilling your vision or your ambition? Ayun. So, tinutupad mo ba yung vision na binigay sa iyo ni God or your ambition? Tinutupad, ano mas mahalaga sa iyo, i-release mo yung potential mo para ma-fulfill mo yung layunin ng Diyos sa buhay mo? Or, yung purpose mo ang tinutupad mo. Ayan. So, please leave your comment below. And that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. God bless.